Hi, this is Donloyn, founder and creator of Birthing Hope. You're listening to a narrated blog post from birthinghope.com, brought to you by the Birthing Hope podcast. This is the audio version of the blog post entitled, I Saw a Man. Recently, I stumbled upon a wonderful show on AppleTV entitled Little Voice. I'm a passionate encourager of voice, and with the upcoming release of my third book, Catching Fireflies, I've been soaking in the concept of voice. Needless to say, when I saw this title, I was intrigued. I dove into the first episode and fell in love immediately. It's a beautiful story with rich, vibrant, captivatingly complex characters. Hope is stitched in each line. It's in the foreground and background of every shot and frame. It's laced in between each song. Yes, song. The show adds a gorgeous musical element as well. And that musical component is the inspiration behind my poem entitled, I Saw a Man. Let me explain. Little Voice, its storyline and soundtrack has inspired many. Among those have been musicians who are covering songs featured on the show. This has resulted in Little Voice showcasing some of these musicians on Instagram in a special segment called Little Voice Renditions. Recently, I came across one of the features. It was of a man, a pianist named Colin Huggins. He played his rendition of the show's theme song, also entitled Little Voice. I was already previously completely pulled in by the lyrics of that song, but his expression of it drew me in further, and I grabbed my pen. The following poem was the result. May it encourage you to love and nurture your little voice. I saw a man. I saw a man positioned at his piano so grand. He filled his atmosphere. There was no void. Every fragment of space freely used, no waste. His gestures and movements, finesse and stroked and strummed and glided over the air around him as if he were the sole member of a full orchestra, playing each invisible instrument with the movements of his body and his love of sounds that wafted through the area in which he reigned, sounds so rich you could see and smell and taste. His body in perfect rhythm and harmony with the scales that encircled him. He was a conductor of emotions, grand emotions, my emotions, and as his arms went up and down and in and around and his fingers danced across the keys, as each note floated visibly and tangibly and filled the music sheet that was the white space around him, my heart sang. I saw a man positioned at a piano, and my heart became a chanteuse. My heart sang each note and swayed and danced and began to play along, and I was inspired to take up my own space, inspired to spread up and out and fill every bit of white space around me. I saw a man playing the piano, and I was inspired to share myself, to share and express my eccentricities, my unique differences, my quirky weirdness, to allow my one-of-a-kindness permission and space to dance and sing and laugh and love and create and love some more, to let every bit of goodness, every lesson, every tear paint a mural in the air around me, to write poetry with vivid words and imagery that hang and glide on molecules in this little piece of the world that is mine. I saw a man creating life at his piano, and it made me want to live. I want to live so grand in my little space that imaginary instruments mount up with wings like butterflies and play verbal and visual melodies so profound passers-by marvel at the sounds that have quietly taken up residence in their hearts and minds. I want my little voice to speak songs and sing words that are precious and impactful, with lyrics sweet like fruit and strong like trees. So sweet and strong, an entire grove springs forth from my mouth, ripe with complex syllables and pictures so real you can pick them and taste and see that they are good. I want to live big and share big and love big, and I want to do it in my little corner, my little area, all with my little voice. I saw a man dreaming over his piano. In his dreams, we are all little voices, small chambers coming together to form a grand orchestral masterpiece. Spiritual symphonies and anointed ensembles playing and harmonizing together as one, creating unity and respect, friendship and kindness and understanding. I saw a man crafting at his piano, and my creative voice was stirred, encouraged to come out from hiding in all its tiny grandeur, invited to paint the walls and ceilings and floors of my little slice of existence with broad strokes and minute details, big words and small ones, complicated and simplified, poetry and prose, truth and fiction, to draw illustrations with stories and tales of love and laughter and pain and sadness. I saw a man coaxing a piano, the curve of his hands as he gently persuaded each key to speak, gave my little voice permission to whisper or yell or be quiet or bold, to explode or softly simmer, to express in my special way, even if my expression changes from day to day. I saw a man playing piano. He played with his whole body, in his whole space, with his whole self, and in doing so, he taught me that even if our voices are little, it's what they say that can be so big. Thank you for listening.